Ooh, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tactical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing weekend. So we're coming back from our Thanksgiving weekend, or just happy holidays, right? If you guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but I just want to thank you guys again for simply tuning on in. This Sunday Stock Talk should not be very long. For those that are tuning in for the first time, what's up? What's going on? My name is Ricky, and pretty much all we do within this Sunday Stock Talk is we simply break down the top stocks that our members that tune in live ask me to. It's that simple. So it's a time where we kind of come together as a team. Markets closed over the weekend, so we talk amongst ourselves and we prepare and talk about and break down the top stocks that our members see value in. So as you guys can see, Ismail is posting the ticker call out format. Evolving Lucid, what is going on? So I hope that you guys are pumped. All I ask you, literally all you have to do is, if you would like me to break down your stock, to make sure that you have it in the ticker call out format. I just want to make sure that you've done your own due diligence to make sure that it's not just my 2 cents that, kind of molds your opinion. You should never trade based off of someone else's opinion. And again, that's a perfect example and reason why. I did want to talk about it very quickly because I know everyone's going to be asking about it since the very aggressive sell-off that natural gas had on Friday. It dropped, if I'm not mistaken. Well, natural gas didn't drop 20%, but you guys dropped about 20%, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the things that we're seeing during the, since the future has opened, we're actually seeing this thing to begin to push up. We are beginning to see this thing kind of flatline. So again, it doesn't matter if this thing pushes up to 2.50 right now. If it pulls back, if it doesn't hold above where it closed at based off of its close on Friday, then it doesn't mean anything, right? So we're definitely going to be watching this during the pre-market session. As of right now, it looks like natural gas is trying to recover, so that should be in favor of you guys. We'll see where it opens. Again, I keep things super simple. Just so you guys can see, I have no open swing trades, nothing like that, just like we do every single day. This is my approach. It's not something that you have to do, but as a day trader, I challenge myself every single day to wait for confirmation, my ability to identify patterns, and my ability to manage my risk. This is something that we're challenged with every single day, and I think that we can both agree that nothing worth having should come easy. I think that's the very exciting part about trading, at least in my opinion, and let me know in the comments section what you guys think. It's that it's challenging, and when you do end up making a profit, it's so rewarding, right? And it's because it's challenging that it's almost like addicting, right? Because you want to do it again, and you want to see if you can pass this challenge every single day. So people literally follow your opinions, lol. Well, that's not true. I think it's made super apparent that people are not supposed to trade based off anyone else's opinion, right? And I'm just here to simply share my 2 cents, just like everyone else as well. So Adam, so Ricky, could you unblock me? I don't know what happened. Yeah, Adam, message me. Just send me a direct message on Discord, and then I'll get back to you. So I appreciate you tuning in. So again, I really hope that that I earn your thumbs up in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. And just a quick little update for you guys. We do have a little Cyber Monday special going on. We're gonna kickstart it as soon as today. It's gonna be $100 off, just like we had for the limited coupons that we had on Friday. So if you guys want to save your spot for the Learn Plan Profit group and being able to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, it's our biggest sale ever. It's $100 off. And again, the spots are limited. So that's going to be that first link down below. And feel free to refresh your screen if you don't see the link already. We're going to be picking, so as long as you enroll by Tuesday, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, that's when I'm going to be selecting a random Learn Plan Profit member. So just if you're watching this and you want to take part of that, make sure that you take advantage of the coupon, and I'll be picking a random Learn Plan Profit member, and I'm going to be flying you out for 2 days to spend 2 days with me and the TechBuds team here in Arizona. So you'll be trading right beside me, and then you'll learn the ins and the outs of everything it is that we do. Investing in real estate. We just opened a dealership here in Arizona, so super pumped about that. Let's go ahead and get started, and let's break down these stocks. So let's go ahead and say what's going on, Super Snake. Hope and wish you and your family and your amazing cars, Super Snake, a happy holidays, and hopefully you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. So ARWR, let's go ahead and break that down. So again, every stock that I break down, I'm going to be putting right here just so it's easy for you guys to follow. So I'm going to go on the 180-day chart. Okay, so Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals. I do remember, if I'm not mistaken, Super Sync, you did bring this up to my attention already. I'm going to say what I said last time, if I'm not mistaken, and there's no question, right, that we can all agree that it's overbought and it's overextended. Does it have to pull back? No. Would it make sense if it would? Yes. So there's one or two ways, right? People are always thinking, hey, should I day trade this or should I swing trade this? In my opinion, there's no question that I would not want to swing trade this. I don't want to hold this overnight because it's very likely to pull back. Now, if it opens and the overall direction is still bullish and it continues to push up, and you have a good form of risk management, then I can see why people might want to continue to day trade this as long as that momentum continues. And that's the only way that I would approach it, is that if the direction is in your favor, then it makes sense. If it begins to break patterns, begins to pull back, or overall your stop loss begins to get triggered, then that's when I would begin to step away, as we're most likely beginning to see a change of direction. So I really appreciate you bringing this one up to my attention. So I am so sorry. I have no idea what this says. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go. So we got BYND. So we got Beyond Meat, right? Here we go. Alrighty, so Beyond Meat looks like it is consolidating. Again, I have a big focus on direction. This is just my opinion. I'm not here to tell you that this is the way to trade. I'm just saying that right now, Beyond Meat, and based off of its recent patterns for the past 3 to 4 months, it's been making lower lows and lower highs. And I have a big focus in direction. So if something is growing your account, just like we saw with ARWR, hey, you might want to put your money in something that's showing signs of growth. I could see why someone could be influenced. Regardless if it's overbought, there's a direction there. With this, not so much. Yes, it did push up on Friday, but the overall direction has been so bearish. It's been selling off so consistently that, again, you just have to be more careful with your entries and your exits. And if you're a complete beginner, if you're someone that's just getting started, or if you're someone that struggles, right, to overtrade, manage risk, I would probably not trade this just because the risk would be too high. That's just my opinion. The direction is not clear enough of this thing actually pushing up, and overall the direction is not in your favor as it's been selling off. So that's just my opinion, and just wanted to share that with you guys. So let's go ahead, and looks like Ishmael is answering quite a bit of questions right now. So let's go ahead, and again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, just post it in the ticker call out format and we can go from there. So here we go. So we got Muhammad with Tesla. Appreciate you tuning in, Muhammad. So Tesla, TSL. Here we go. So Tesla pulling back after that Cybertruck release, right? Pushed up to highs of 362.71 and then pulled back since then. It looks like it's trying to find somewhat of a support. The MACD, the RSI, everything is oversold. Now, I wanna see how many of you guys have been tuning in for a while. Is because something is oversold, does that make it a good buy? So because something sold off super aggressively, right, like we saw with Tesla, does that make it a good buy? Is it the best time to buy right now? So if I were to ask you, right, I want you guys to pay attention. This says 320. Right now the current price point is around 330. The EMA line is right around 335. And then the next full, right, is 340. When would it begin to make sense that, hey, this thing's actually beginning to reverse and maybe it's time to buy Tesla? So I understand why you're bringing this to my attention. It's been very bullish. It pulled back and it has reversal potential, right? That's what we're hoping for. Now, let's not be so hopeful, and just because something is oversold, like many of you guys said, right? We're not here to catch a falling knife. We don't know how far it's going to fall. So what is one little simple thing that we can all do to, it doesn't guarantee us a perfect trade, but to be a little bit more of an efficient trader so the direction is in your favor? What should we wait for? What is one simple thing? And let me know if you guys agree or disagree. How difficult is it sometimes to be patient, to wait for confirmation? I can say that it's the very simple things in life that a lot of people overcomplicate. I've been one of those people. No question about it. There's nothing wrong with it. We're human, right? So waiting for confirmation of a reversal. So what does that look like to me? And this is just my opinion, right? But as you guys can see right now, we're selling off. So if something is selling off, is that where you want to put your money? Most likely not, right? So we're beginning to kind of consolidate. We're not really making lower lows anymore. So I can simply set my alert. And once this thing actually begins to make higher highs, and we can see that on the 180-day chart, then hey, if we have a consistent direction and a consistent pattern and a margin, right, of profit to recover, then okay, we have the opportunity cost, we have the direction, and then now we have that confirmation. Three very little simple things that can make it just that much more easy to know what to trade and what to wait on. Again, just because something's oversold does not make it a good buy, because it could continue to sell off. So I'm going to keep it that simple, and I really appreciate that breakdown. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So we got Dan Garcia. So we got JDST. So JDST, here we go. JDST has been consolidating a lot. So if you guys follow gold, JDST is an ETF for gold, and one of the things that we've seen happen is that gold's kind of just been consolidating very closely. JDST kind of looks like this. It's been more of the one that's been selling off than anything. Again, I'm going to say the same thing here to what I said at BYND. Right now, the direction, yes, JDST is oversold. It's kind of like UGAS right now. UGAS is oversold, right? But it's not showing signs of an uptrend. So just because something's oversold doesn't mean it's a good deal. I know a lot of you guys watched the video with my little sister, and she's been paying a lot of attention to UGAS. And one of the very little simple things that I bug her with is like, she continues to ask, hey, is it time to buy UGAS now? Just like everyone else knows, right? Just because it's selling off and it's super oversold doesn't mean that it's a good buy. And that was made super apparent. Same thing with JDST. Does it tend to find a support around this general area? Yeah, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to, right? So I find it, this is just my opinion, that when you wait for confirmation to be in your favor, it just makes it that much more efficient to trade, right? To be able to get in and get out when the overall direction is in your favor. But when it's not in your favor and you're bag holding, it's like one of the worst feelings. You don't really want to wake up in the morning. You don't really want to look at your trading account because you know you made one very little simple mistake. So again, let's keep things simple, and let's allow that direction to actually be in your favor. I want to see where gold is at right now since the market has opened. So it's actually down again, which should be in favor. So this pulling back should be in favor of JDST. But again, we'll see how it opens according to market open. So here we go. All right, what's going on, Colby? So we got ticker symbol WEX. Colby, I appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully I earned your thumbs up. WEX, not West. Sorry. Here we go. So, and Colby, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, this is just my opinion. You guys let me know what you guys think. I have a big focus on direction, and right now, although we are kind of pushing up, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI, I can kind of see this thing pulling back and showing signs of a kind of like a pullback, right? It peaked out and it's pulling back. Not just that, but the direction is not super clear. If we look at previous patterns, we could kind of see it just kind of consolidate around this general area. It's all over the place. I personally, that's just my opinion, I don't like trading things like this, as there's not a very clear low point, there's not a very clear overbought point, right? It's kind of just all over the place, and because of that, I think it makes it a little bit more difficult. Can it continue to do that upward staircase pattern? Yes, it's just not something that I would personally want to put myself in. Do I get what you mean? Yeah, but I also see why this thing could kind of pull back. So my biggest focus is direction, and I just don't have that right now with WEX. But I really do appreciate you asking for the breakdown, and I wish you the best of luck with your trade. So here we go. We got ticker symbol HD, and we got that by strike. What's going on? So hopefully you had a good holiday. Home Depot, huge sell-off, right, due to earnings. It looks like it's trying to find some form of reversal. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. It looks like it began to push up, but now is pulling back again. We tend to see this very often after very aggressive sell-offs during earnings. So I would be very patient, and again, don't like rush into trying to hope that this thing gaps up, because again, we broke below the SMA line, and what we've seen happen, and look at other patterns such as Shopify, as Facebook, as Google, you will see that the overall SMA line does an excellent job identifying overall direction of something, right? So if something is showing signs of an uptrend, you'll most likely see the SMA line, which is the simple moving average line, indicate signs of an uptrend. So it's pointing up, right? Now we broke below the SMA line. This isn't something that happens very often. So because now we're trading below the SMA line, instead of it acting as a support, it can now begin to act as a resistance. And the SMA line, if you were to put an arrow here, it's no longer pointing up. It's almost beginning to show signs of a downtrend or of a reversal. So don't be so hesitant to try to buy the dip and hope that you can sell it for a profit. Allow that direction, to kind of point itself. And there's nothing wrong with, even if you do take a very small position, if you're super confident on this trade, just make sure that you have some form of risk management or overall mental stop loss, and then where you plan to sell. Again, old support levels become new resistance levels, and the big thing that I would wait out for is I wouldn't be aiming to sell at like 240 or anything like that. I think we're focusing on a completely different range, and I think it would be very surprising if it does push up above 230, as now we're seeing the SMA line act as a resistance. So let's go ahead and do about 4 more breakdowns, and we can go from there. So what's going on? Witty username, CPRX. CPRX, here we go. All right, so we've already broken this one down. This is a pharmaceuticals. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this. Overall, this thing was pushing up, pushing down. Now we're trading below the SMA line. Again, this is just kind of me, but one of the things that I'm noticing is it's kind of this descending pattern with a horizontal support right now. And we've been making these lower highs. Do you see this? Lower highs, right? And then it peaks, and then it continues to sell off. And look at the MACD, look at the RSI, and it's almost already showing signs of a pullback. So it's not showing signs of growth, and to keep it that simple, I just don't see a lot of upside potential with it. So here we go. Edward is calling out ticker symbol shop. I appreciate you tuning in, Edward. Hope that you and your family had an amazing holiday. Here we go. So we were showing signs of an uptrend. I don't know how many of you guys saw this. It was all over social media. But it was on Black Friday, the amount of sales per minute that Shopify was getting were record high. So if you're an actual investor for Shopify, I would look more into that. I think they were trying to break a record. I think that people were spending about $1 million a minute, something like that, something ridiculous, where they were just spending so much money on a series of different Shopify stores all over the world. So I always get so intrigued by those analytics. But one of the things that we've been seeing is that it was showing signs of an uptrend. It broke its pattern as it broke below the SMA line. So again, it acted as a resistance. We saw that here. It consolidated for long enough, no longer making lower lows, and then we began to actually push up. Now it looks overbought. Look at the RSI, look at the MACD. I think we might pull back before we continue to uptrend, but I think that the news based off of its performance on Black Friday and Cyber Monday might be something that might help Shopify push up. So I'm really glad that you brought this one up, and I'm simply going to follow up with Shopify tomorrow and this upcoming week to see if they begin to release any more of their numbers. So I think based off of fundamentals, it could push up because of what just happened. Technicals, it looks like it could pull back. So here we go. So Christian, EXPE, here we go. Okay, well, I definitely do understand why it is that you brought it up. Had a huge sell-off during earnings. It looks like it's trying to build this overall reversal. As long as, I would not swing trade anything like this, as yes, it does have a lot of margin to cover, but this has just been all over the place, and it is also overbought on this overall reversal. So I would take this day by day. If the direction is in your favor, then again, if you see that there were to be an opportunity or the opportunity cost to be worth it, all that good stuff, and that direction in your favor, cool. As long as it stays within the pattern and you manage your risk, that's all good. All I'm saying is that now it's overbought enough that it wouldn't be such a surprise if it actually begins to pull back once again. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do two solid ones. So I'm going to do Siri by Aaron. I appreciate you tuning in, Aaron. Here we go. So what do you guys think about Siri? So I like the overall direction. I think a lot of you guys can agree with this, right? Overall direction is in our favor. It's just a little bit more on the overbought side, more than I would want it to be, right? It's definitely more of a bot. Overall highs on the 180-day chart, it's 702, right? And right now we're trading at 698. So I think it's more overbought than oversold. So can it continue to uptrend? Of course, I'm not really here to ride things that are just trying to slowly uptrend. I want there to be some form of opportunity cost, margin of profit, and all that good stuff, right? So I would set my alert as this thing gets closer to the SMA line, as it does a pretty good job based off of previous patterns, as you guys could see here, when it approaches the SMA line, that if it does find a support, then it begins to push up, and that's where I think it makes a majority of its movement, and not so much in trying to make higher highs. But again, that's just my approach, and you guys don't have to follow that. So what's going on, Christopher? That's SBGL. SBGL, here we go. Okay, same thing going on here. So very clear direction. Direction has been making higher highs, higher lows. It's at $8 and or hit highs of 8. Right now we're trading at 7.96. So it's just more overbought. Look at the RSI. Look at the MACD. It's more overbought than it is oversold, and because of that, I just wouldn't say that the opportunity cost is worth trading. I had a very green day on Friday, 7.13%. So if it makes new highs, and again, that direction's in your favor, then I can see why you would partake in that. But I'm a big believer in allowing that opportunity to present itself, and I just don't see that happening, as we already just made new highs on Friday. So I want to end it with one very strong one. Let's see if we got this by Bruno. So NWL. NWL, here we go. Is this going to be the finisher? Okay, this one's honestly not bad. So we did a lot of consolidation here, kind of this like horizontal pattern, and then this overall SMA line began to indicate signs of an uptrend, right? We began to make higher highs. The SMA line went from flatlining to actually showing signs of an uptrend. Now we pulled back quite a bit. We haven't been pushing up. So now we're at a critical point. Does it have to push up? So I'm asking you guys, does this thing have to push up? No. This could be in the very early stages, right, of this thing potentially beginning to pull back. And because of that, this is why I call it a critical point. You can set your alerts, and if it begins to make higher highs, then great. You could follow up with it and see if the direction, the opportunity cost, and the pattern is worth trading. But if it begins to sell off, then again, this is where patience pays off, right? When you truly allow it to present itself. So, and I think that's like the really amazing part about this, is that you guys all get to decide where, like, what you choose to trade, right? I think that's the most empowering part. But with so much freedom comes a lot of responsibility. And I think that you guys can definitely see the difference when, you see someone within a job, right? Like, why do you see people that have normal jobs stay so structured, right? But when you're, an entrepreneur, or you're just getting into, the whole world of entrepreneurship, and I've experienced this firsthand, and I think a lot of you guys could agree that just like investing and becoming an investor, you're your own boss. So it makes it that much more difficult for you to understand what to do, what not to do, and just overall structure. So just understand it that we do have a potential opportunity with NWL, just like with whatever stock it is that you see value in, right? So with that being said, I think that we can all agree that patience does pay, and it's not about the quantity of trades that you take, but it's focusing on that quality, right? Especially as you're just getting started. So I do see that quite a bit of you still have stocks that you guys would like me to break down. All I'm going to say is I wanted to keep this Sunday Stock Talk pretty short. So if you're part of our TechBud Solutions or Learn Plan Profit group, all I literally am going to ask you is to send me a direct message in the ticker call out format, and I'll get back to you by the end of the day. Also, if you have me on Instagram, you can send me a direct message. Again, I just have one Instagram, and I will send you the link to our private Discord chat. So that is really just it. I wanted to kind of keep it short and sweet. I know a lot of you guys are still recovering from the feasting, right, from Thanksgiving. And that is, the beautiful part about this. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I just want to remind you that, again, we are going to be kickstarting our Cyber Monday today, which is the $100 off coupon, and that's going to be that first link below. So not only do you, if you want to partake in that Cyber Monday deal, which the spots are limited, but on top of that, for our TechBud staycation, you just have to make sure that you're enrolled by 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, no excuses. So by 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Tuesday, I'm going to be announcing the winner at 1. So as we announce the winner, I'm going to be flying one Learn Plan Profit member out for 2 days to spend time with, the TechBuds team here in Arizona, all expenses paid. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I really hope that I earned your thumbs up. and I think we're actually going to go play some basketball with the Tech Buds team. So just a little, kind of exercise before we kickstart this week. But again, for all those that are part of the Learn Plan Profit Group, I will see you guys all tomorrow at Market Open. Really do appreciate you guys' time. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.